Good Monday morning, everybody. Chris Allen with your weather podcast for this July 20th. Here we go, back into a new work week after a very hot and muggy weekend. A few thunderstorms did try to pop up late yesterday afternoon and early evening. Really not much came from that. There were a couple of pockets of brief heavy rain, some lightning, some gusty winds, some small hail. We're seeing a little better organization this morning of a complex of thunderstorms that's affecting western Kentucky at this hour, putting down some pretty decent rainfall. Places like Madisonville, Hopkinsville, getting some badly needed rain right now, a little bit of relief. That little complex, though, is weakening as it moves off to the south and east. Seeing fewer lightning strikes with this, and overall, this system is looking to, pretty much fall apart as it moves into western Kentucky. It may affect some of our western counties, like maybe Muhlenberg, maybe Todd County. Not sure if it's going to get as far as Russellville or Logan County or Butler County, the Morgantown area, certainly not Bowling Green, it doesn't appear. We may get an isolated shower out of that little system, but it looks like it's going more south of us, south and west, and looks like it will move into western Tennessee or close to the land between the lakes before it falls apart later this morning. But we still have more rain chances on the rise here, and that's going to bring some of these hot, humid temperatures down for a few days as we get a very slow-moving front moving in, and that front is expected to stall out over the region. And as a result, we're going to keep rain chances in for today, tonight, tomorrow, and actually just kind of peppered in for much of the rest of the work week, even though it's not going to rain necessarily every day. There is just a slight chance that we could see an isolated shower Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And behind that system, even though it doesn't really completely leave the region, it will stay close enough to maybe spark an isolated shower or two. But it will also bring the temperatures down out of the 90s and more into the mid and upper 80s, it appears, as we get into the middle of the week. Looking at the numbers from yesterday, 94 was the official high temperature in Bowling Green. That happened just before 5 p.m. last evening at the Bowling Green Airport. 90 is the average, so that's a 4-degree difference. 77 was our low temperature. 68 is the average. That's a 9-degree difference. And a year ago, we continued with our unusually cool July, if you'll recall. Last year, we had a high of just 72 and a low of 64 back in 2014. For Bowling Green, still no rainfall past 24 hours, or for the past several days. We're holding at 5.33 now for the month of July. We're still above average for the month by 2.62 inches. Okay, today we're calling for a 60% chance that you'll get a shower or thunderstorm, not necessarily this morning, but we'll look for things to fire back up later this afternoon. Otherwise, it will be very warm and humid, as it has been. 92, the expected high today, with a heat index in the upper 90s to low 100s when it's not raining. Some of the rainfall could be heavy at times. For tonight, we continue with occasional showers and a few thunderstorms and a low of 75, and that will carry over into Tuesday as that frontal system stalls over the area. We'll see a high around 90 for Tuesday. Now, as I mentioned earlier, as we get into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week, we're going to keep it partly sunny each day, but there is about a 20% chance of an isolated shower or thunderstorm each day. But we're going to bring down the temperatures and bring down some of the high humidity. 86 will be the high on Wednesday, 85 on Thursday, 88 on Friday. Now, for the upcoming weekend, the heat and humidity do make a comeback. It is summer. It is July in Kentucky. After all, it's supposed to be hot. I know it's the heat and humidity really aggravates, gets you all nerved up, get you all tense, and get you kind of in a bad mood sometimes. I get it. I understand it. I mean, I was all nice and comfy this morning, and then I walked outside, and my glasses fogged up because all the high humidity, and I was in a very cool, living room and bedroom, and then as soon as I walked out the door this morning, it was like my glasses fogged up to where I couldn't see, and I was frustrated. I'm like, this is crazy. But I'm thinking, wait a minute, it's July. Last July, we had a cool spell, and everybody was like, oh, this is nice. But this is really your typical July in Kentucky. So, we'll get over it. We'll be fine. It was only 5 months ago that we had snow on the ground. I mean, and in another 5 months, we may be back there again. Who knows? So it's not going to last, of course. But anyway, for the weekend, sunshine, 91 for Saturday, 93 expected by this coming Sunday. All this week, as you know, it's Operation School Supplies. And we're getting you into our force to help collect school supplies, notebook paper, pens, pencils, crayons, backpacks, lunch boxes, anything that is school related. We're asking you to help us get it done for the kids. And today, from 11 to noon, I will be at the Kroger on Scottsville Road in the Greenwood Square, collecting those school supplies. We're going to have a National Guard Humvee out there, so if you have your kids with you and you want to go into Kroger and buy some of the school supplies, or maybe you picked up school supplies from another retailer, that's fine. Just bring it to our collection point, which is at the Kroger on Scottsville Road here in Bowling Green, 11 to noon. I'll be there to actually take the supplies and put them in the Humvee. So I'd love to see you later today. I'll be doing the weather live on midday from there. So pretty cool stuff. We're going to be doing it all this week. We're going to be going to different locations across southern Kentucky. I think we're in Morgantown at the Dollar General Market tomorrow, Tuesday. And then I think we're in Munfordville, and, we're just in different places. So go to WBKO Facebook page. You'll see at the top banner, you'll see all the locations that will be all this week for Operation School Supplies, and we ask that you would help the kids out, okay? All right, in the meantime, that's going to do it for this edition of the podcast. God bless you as always, and thank you for listening. Know the weather before it knows you. Have a great day. I'll see you live at 5:30 on AM Kentucky, streaming live to the WBKO app and to WBKO.com.